I'm Patrick Gailing, and I'm an architect at JLR.
My name is Emma Lincoln. I'm in the architectural department in the Sudbury office.
My name is Stephanie Campbell. I'm an architect and I'm the manager of the structural and architectural groups in the Sudbury office.
Hi there, I'm Salma. I work at JLR as architectural designer.
My name is Jeff Laberge. I am an executive director at JL Richards & Associate. I'm also a senior architect.
One of the projects that I'm working on at the moment is a school for the Sagamok Anishinaabeg First Nation. It has to be one of the most exciting and meaningful projects that I've ever had the opportunity to work on. My role now is administering the building contract. So we're building the building and we're on site with the contractor and the client and working through the typical daily, weekly, monthly challenges that go with making a building. But really the human aspect is most satisfying working on this. This is going to be an incredible landmark in the community, and it's going to represent a really different educational landscape for the students that attend the school, especially in contrast to the history of education for our Indigenous communities in Canada.
So a couple of years ago, I started working on this project with our client, Yes Theatre. They're a small theatre company in Sudbury, and they had this vision to create an outdoor theatre in downtown Sudbury. It was the middle of the pandemic. They couldn't have performances indoors, and so that was kind of the idea that spurred on this project. We got to work with them through schematic design, working out the ideas of this project, which they would eventually call the Refectorio. And so through schematic design, I was the architect on the project, working with my team to create this design, which needed to be quite flexible. It needed an outdoor performance space, of course. They did this sort of design that was a thrust stage, which means the performers are surrounded on three sides by the audience. And also, of course, they needed all of the support spaces like a concession and washrooms and things like that. But they wanted to use it for more than just theater, so it also needed to be quite flexible. Like they wanted to fill in the pit area where the people would sit so that they could have a market, say, in the winter. And in addition to that, they wanted to be able to remove part of the wall that faces the street so that they could expand into the street, kind of like patios do in the summer. So there are a couple of those design constraints that were part of this project that made it really interesting.
The most recent, and I think the biggest, would have been the design and delivery of the new Ottawa office for the company. I was able to work as the lead designer and assistant project manager in the delivery of this office. So overall, the delivery of the office was a really smooth process. We started work during the start of, or a few months into COVID, and started to really understand the implications of lead time and supply chain issues. So working to understand and incorporate and respond to any items that arose during the design and construction of the office, we were able to kind of respond to that quickly and keep the design moving and on schedule.
I'm currently involved in Indigenous project. We are focusing on the renovation and development of housing in a several village at the northern region, and it's a very special project. So I meticulously worked on a deep reviewing for the plan drawings, the technical details. I also worked on the specification, job drawings, and currently I'm working on change management and coordination, and it's a very important phase for our specific project.
Anytime we've won a project, that's always, an amazing moment. You see the team really celebrate, and they're excited and fired up because we've put a lot of effort into strategizing about a proposal, and then we're successful. The problem with projects is that there's never really one moment. You could probably graph a love-hate relationship with projects because at the beginning you love them, but then they get challenging at a certain point and they get really, really difficult. But then you overcome those challenges and you love them again. So it's a culmination of many, many moments that make your experience at JLR.